If you've been poo-pooing cauliflower rice because you think it tastes and smells nasty and nothing like regular rice, I'm going to show you exactly how to prepare cauliflower rice so that it doesn't stink or taste like a gym sock. Not that I know what that tastes like. This method is also how you get a fluffy texture similar to actual rice. To do this, I figure I'd make something that actually uses cauliflower rice, so I'm going to show you how to make my favorite cauliflower fried rice recipe. Because I thought it was important to show you how to make rice cauliflower first, we're going to be starting with a head of cauliflower and cutting it up into florets. The easiest way is to add it to a food processor and pulse until you get rice-like pieces. It just takes a few seconds, and it'll look like this. It smells like a gym sock farted. But you can use a box grater or just painstakingly cut the cauliflower into tiny little cubes, which I don't recommend. Now I'm making cauliflower fried rice, so I'm gonna start with some different ingredients first. Add a couple teaspoons of sesame oil to a large skillet or wok, then add in some diced carrot. Now I know half of you just fell over in your chair because you think carrot isn't keto, but it really depends on how much you add. I'm just adding a little bit because I like the little orange bits in my fried rice. But you can omit the carrot if it goes against your moral code. I'm not that picky. Once these are slightly tender, add in some minced garlic and cook until you smell it. The garlic, that is. Now it's time for the cauliflower rice. And this is the same technique if you don't make your own riced cauliflower, like if you just have a bag of frozen cauliflower rice, you would just follow these same instructions. You're gonna add it to the pan. Typically, the best way to get rid of any funk from this cruciferous vegetable is to cook it dry, so don't add any liquid or oil. But I already started with the carrots because I had to have them first in there. Luckily, it was only 2 teaspoons of oil, and the carrots really actually absorb most of that oil. We're gonna cook this rice for around 5 minutes and stirring it frequently. And this is key. You don't wanna just cook this until it's softened like most vegetables and then move on to the next step. You're cooking this to get all of the moisture out of the cauliflower rice. You want all that moisture out because that's where the funk lives. It's the same science behind why if you left a gym sock out to dry into a crusty sock, it actually no longer stinks. I think that's what they call bro science, at least that's what my son's reasoning is. Speaking of bro science, Rob Wolf, a New York Times bestselling author, a former research biochemist, and a powerlifting champion, noticed that despite being low carb for several years, he wasn't really reaching his full potential and realized he was missing electrolytes, specifically salt. On a low carb or keto diet, you need more electrolytes than the average person because we've cut out the majority of processed foods, which have a lot of sodium in them. On top of that, we don't release a lot of insulin, and insulin is what triggers the kidneys to reabsorb sodium. So all of that sodium and other electrolytes is getting flushed out into your urine. So we have to replace them. Rob helped found my favorite electrolyte company, Element Electrolytes, that contains a no sugar electrolyte formula that is perfect for those who need extra electrolytes. It has a science-backed formula of 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. Right now, Element is offering my viewers a free sample pack with any order. So you get to try 8 of their flavors free with any Element order. Just go to drinkelement.com/KetoFocus to get yours. Once all that moisture is cooked out and the cauliflower rice is nice and fluffy, we're gonna add some red and green bell pepper. But you can add any vegetable you wanna add here, like green beans or broccoli. I just like the color of the peppers. Cook these until they're softened, and then push the vegetables off to the side of the pan to create a well for the eggs. Pour in 2 beaten eggs, and if you're afraid the egg is gonna stick to the skillet, then just add a little drizzle of more sesame seed oil to that well. Then scramble the eggs into the well and then into the rest of the rice. To finish the flavor, stir in about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, or you can use liquid aminos if soy is the devil, and then 3/4 of a teaspoon of granulated sugar-free sweetener. Trust me on this, it really helps to transform your fried rice. You could also add additional sesame oil or fish sauce or more soy sauce, however you need to make it to taste the best that you like to your preference. This is what I like. Cauliflower gets a bad rap. It's been the butt of the joke in the diet community for the last few years, but with this method, you'll be surprised at how much it does not taste like cauliflower. That's really good. Want more cauliflower recipes that don't actually taste like they have cauliflower in them? Click right here to see my favorites.